What would you tell someone who, either in your district or otherwise would say, like, why do we have a Black History Month?
Well, first of all, I would say we shouldn't have a Black History Month. I think Black history should be incorporated in everything we do. I was so impressed when the First Lady said in one of her speeches, I think it was at the convention, that she wakes up in a house that was built by slaves every day. See, I think a lot of people don't even know the history of African Americans, and they try to set it aside as if it's, African Americans just contributed here, contributed there. We are a part of the fabric of this society. When I think about, every time I travel to the South in particular, and particularly when I'm in South Carolina, and I see all the fields of corn and soybeans and whatever, I'm reminded that slaves cleared all that land. That used to be just trees. When I look at the railroad, I think about all the slaves that built the railroads. When I look at these old brick structures, slaves did that, and people who were paid pennies a day after slavery. And I think about people like the lady that is pictured, is displayed in Hidden Figures, and where she was able to help NASA calculate all kinds of numbers so that people like John Glenn could do what he did. I didn't even know about her. And I'm 66 years old. So what I'm saying is that our history has often been pushed aside. The man who created the stoplights that we go through every day, that we stop for every day. And I could go on and on and on. Blood plasma. And so a lot of people, they see, and because that history has been buried, they look at African Americans quite often and say, oh, they're not bright, or they haven't contributed anything. So I would rather see that history truly intertwined with all other history. But I think it is important to highlight it, because I think what it does is it shows that something that I often say is that our diversity is not our problem. Our diversity is our promise. And when I hire staff, I try to have a very diverse staff. Why? Because I believe that the blend of the different cultures and people from different backgrounds and all of that bringing together, I get the best product. And you know why? Why that's so important? Because if I'm going to govern, if I'm going to be a part in the process of governing for a diverse population, I think you need a diverse workforce so that they will be sensitive to that entire population. It just makes sense to me. And by the way, it's priceless.